All right, guys, for those who are watching the recording, welcome to the Deal or No Deal webinar, where we're going to go ahead and analyze a deal today. In fact, today is a special edition because we promised everyone in our last podcast in episode 8 that we're going to be sharing how we were able to structure the 36 unit, and we have our special guest, Daniel.
Which suitcase are you going to pick? Which suitcase are you going to pick? Are you going to pick suitcase number 8, deal or no deal?
We're going to pick suitcase number 36.
Sam, you got to shave your head, man. You got to be like Howie Mandel.
All right, guys. So we got a couple people today, and thank you so much, guys, for joining in. I want to make sure we're getting a good sound check here. Is everyone hearing Daniel okay? Because I want to make sure that Daniel is being heard. It's human right that Daniel is heard. That voices of Daniel Kwak will be heard.
Oh, man, I'm a minority, so it makes...
I can hear you well.
Okay, awesome.
How's that?
We got, hold on 1 second. So I am going to go mute everybody because I do not want everyone to just, come tackle, verbally tackle us, right? So there is a comment box, guys. If you need to ask any questions, there is a comment box. Now, we will be unmuting someone tonight as far as analyzing their deal. So if your deal is not up on the plate, guys, I would ask you guys stay muted because sometimes we get
well, it's out of respect.
Lots of distractions
for the person doing the deal, right? Let's have some respect for everybody here.
Right. Okay, let's jump on board. So Daniel is going to go and talk about the 36 unit, which we just closed last week.
And then I'm going to bounce.
Yeah,
because I got to work on another deal.
So actually, let's start from the top, Daniel.
So check this out, guys.
How much? Hold on. Give us what is the net operating income?
I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there. Right.
Get us excited first.
So this is what we're doing. There's no need for excitement. The deal itself is exciting, right? So check this out. So this deal was put together by yours truly. My secondary partners in helping me put this deal together is my primary partner, Ed. He's been in real estate for about 40 years. Which kind of goes into how important it is to get into real estate, have a mentor, somebody that knows what they're doing, get educated, right? Super duper important, guys. I mean, I cannot stress how important that is. So my partner on this deal was Ed. He helped me put this deal together. Big shout out to him. We had 4 investors in on the deal. I raised the money to be able to do this deal. We raised about $225,000. The property itself was $1.5 million. That's what we were borrowing it for. We went through a bank. We went through a shout out to my banker, Corey Clark. Right, guy's an awesome dude, former college football player. Right, awesome guy. Gave us a very good, very generous terms on a swap rate financing. And look, there are a lot of folks out there who bash financial institutions. Look, I'm not a big fan of financial institutions, but sometimes if they give you good financing, good terms, you have an opportunity to build equity as quickly as possible. You take it. My number one thing in a property, you have to build equity. I don't care what people tell you about cash flow. Don't get me wrong, guys. Cash flow is important, but it's not for me. Personally for me, it is not the most important part of the deal. The most important part of the deal is the equity buildup, right? Look at all those people that happened and what happened in 2008. Once the market went down, they didn't have enough equity because they put everything on a 30-year amortization because they just wanted a bigger cash flow. Come on now, right? You got to protect your downside. So this was a 20-year amortization, $1.5 million deal, 36 units in Plano, Illinois. 36 units. We bought the building below market rent. Now, to give you an idea how I structure my business deals, I always buy buildings that are Class B, Class C apartment complexes. I don't go Class D because the turnover rate and the maintenance reserves I'll tend to be a little higher, and I'm not interested in the business of getting a lot of headaches at 3 a.m. in the morning. So my business plan is I always buy Class B, Class C apartment buildings that are in need of a little bit of a cosmetic repair, right? Justifies the increase of the rental income. 36 units, they're all $200 below market rent. Let's give an idea. If you get a calculator, right, I'm going to pull up the calculator app on my phone. If you get a 36-unit building, you increase the rent $200 a piece. You do that math, it's $7,200. You times that by 12, that's $86,400. If you're selling or buying on a 10% cap rate, that is a difference of $864,000 in terms of the value. And that's what we're doing through a course of 2 years. Fortunately for me, my property manager has been in the game for 40 years, expert at raising rent. We're going to raise those rents maximum of 2 years. All right, it's going to take no longer than 2 years to increase the rent. So we're looking at an increase of about a $900,000 plus in value, folks, in value. Do you think that's good equity buildup? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, it is, right? That's how we're doing it. So I raised the money. I raised about $225, right? We put swap rate financing on the bank, 20% down, 36 units. Right? We knew the seller, and he was doing a 1031 exchange into a commercial properties, right? 1031 exchange. Now, for those of you that don't know what 1031 exchange is, well, guess what? You're going to have to reach out to Sam and hear about our mentorship program, right? That's not what we're giving away for free tonight, right? We're talking about the 36-unit deal, right? You guys can learn about a 1031 exchange. Reach out to Sam about our mentorship program. Sam, what's the link again for if they want to get mentored by us?
Well, I'm going to say that later.
Say it later? All right, perfect. All right, Sam's going to take care of you guys later, right? But the 36-unit deal, we got a swap rate financing, which is phenomenal for long-term financing. If you do a long-term financing, they're going to be very generous with the terms and also the relationship between yourself and the bank. Very lenient, 10-year balloons, what we got on it, right? But it's a very good approach for a buy and hold approach. If you're looking to sell, I'm not typically a big fan of selling the properties. Not a big fan, right? It's just not worth it, right? It's just not worth it at all unless you're putting it on a seller finance note 20, 30 years and you're making an extremely high yield. But other than that, I do not like to sell. In terms of a swap rate financing with a big bank called Wintrust, guess what? You're going to get hit with prepayment penalties from left to right, up top, middle, everywhere you go, right? So you always want to avoid those situations. A lot of people, I don't like to chase short-term cash. I like to build long-term wealth, not short-term riches. Absolutely pivotal for me. So that was the deal, 36-unit building in Plano, Illinois. We put a swap rate financing with the bank. I raised $225. Swap rate financing, again, our plan is to raise the rent $200 per unit. We found the deal through Ed, my partner. He had a relationship with the seller, known him for 30 years. Wanted to get rid of it, do a 1031 exchange into a commercial property in Carroll Stream. Right? So it was a win-win. We solved the problem, which is the main thing, guys, solve the problem for the seller. Then you can get much, much better deals doing that way. Right? So we found the deal, right? Let's break it down now. We found the deal by having a relationship. My partner had a relationship. I put the deal together with the swap rate financing. I raised it $225. We have 4 investors, right? We did all the loan docs. If you look at all the paperwork we did, it's probably about 7 to 8 inches thick of paper, right? That we have to do with the bank. We formed an LLC between 5 partners, right? 6 partners. We formed an LLC with 6 partners. Some partners were using their self-directed IRA, which, by the way, if you're using your self-directed IRA, you cannot sign on a loan, right? So we got 6 people. We formed an LLC. Right? We formed an LLC, and we use the different equity shares, percentages in terms of who invested what into the shares and equity positioning percentages of the LLC to be distributed rightfully so. So we put the deal. The LLC bought the building. We closed on it, signed all sorts of documents, including loan docs. The majority of the documents were financial documents, right? There were loan documents, and then, of course, we had to sign the LLC agreement. We signed the LLC agreement. We closed on it, right? And now it's an interesting part. We're going through the management process, getting all the keys, putting the system together, starting the process of raising the rent. So, all right, guys, that's a quick rundown of how the deal went down. Maybe in the future we'll make an entire hour or 2-hour video on how we put the whole thing happen. Maybe
yeah.
Something in the
future. I mean, keep in mind, we have another 24 unit that we're closing this month. So, I mean, we're closing after property after property. I think this one is it's a 24 unit. And
I forgot to mention the NOI. The NOI for Plano is $139. After we raised the rent, we're looking at about $225 in terms of the NOI annually. That is cash flow, folks, cash flow.
So yeah, we're basically, Daniel's saying is we have the existing rent right now is at $139 a year. That's net after expenses, maintenance costs, management, a whole 9 yards.
Insurance, everything,
right?
etc.
So the taxes, right? Insurance. Once we have the taxes, once you have the rents raised to the appropriate market comparables, then we're going to be at $225,000 a year. Now, what's really beautiful is that Daniel and I didn't have to use any of our own money to do this, right? You know, we didn't have to raise we didn't have to use any of our own cash, right? We raised the money to do it, and we had a partner who had a fantastic relationship with the local bank. So, you know, this is why relationship.
The seller had a great relationship with the bank, and let me say one thing. It's a lot easier when you have the same banker representing the seller and on our end.
Yeah, the buyer.
The process was phenomenal. If you ever have a situation where you have a banker or an attorney for both buyer and seller, I recommend taking that road unless there's some bias involved. But in this case, there was not. We had a relationship with the seller for 30 years. Phenomenal guy. We're buying another 24 unit from him later this year. But yeah, it was a fantastic deal. And Sam, I can't wait to see the outcome. I'm going to watch the recording of this deal or no deal transaction and see how good of a job Sam's going to do. But you know what? I have no doubt he's going to do a great job. I got to dip out, guys, because I got to work on this 24-unit building we're about to close this month. So I'm putting that deal together again. It's fun stuff, right? And that's the thing. Have fun doing this stuff, right? Don't do it to make money. I know a lot of folks who do real estate for the sole reason of making money, and they fall flat on their face because their entire actions are predicated on short-term benefits. So
yeah, so we got a question from Tyler. Tyler's asking, how much was the purchase price? The purchase price was
1.5 million, people. Tyler or Tylin?
Tyler.
All right, man. Purchase price was 1.5 million, sir. Yep. 1.5 million.
1.5 million. So
we bought it at a 9 cap.
It's kind of interesting. We actually met our investors, the people that kind of became our partners in this deal. We actually met them at a party. So it was kind of interesting. It was more of a banquet. Yeah, it was a banquet. We met them. It was like midnight when we had this conversation with the partners and said, hey, we have a potential deal. Would you be interested in hearing about it? Right. Keep in mind, guys, actually that same night we won an award for real estate investing. We won an award for real estate investing. So that conversation with that partner was much easier. Right. And there was a huge credibility that we built that night. So it was like everyone wanted to do deals with us, and it was kind of easy for us to take that opportunity. So
absolutely. All right, guys, I'm going to head out.
Daniel's going to stand out here.
I got to put this 24-unit building together. So I'll see you guys later. Have fun. All right.
I'm still going to be here. Don't worry.
I'm going to leave you with the babysitter. Daddy's just got to go to the office, working on this deal, putting this deal together. He's got to feed the family. So, all right, guys. Have a good night. If Sam, let me know if they complain. Make sure you feed them before 9. Bedtime is 10 p.m.
We got about 20 people right now live.
Oh, that's awesome, man. 20 people.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
So, all right. So, salute to Daniel. Thank you for sharing the 36-unit deal that he just put together and completed on behalf of the Kwak brothers. And of course, we can't go, out by saying, without saying that much of the effort and the I guess the result, the outcome that we were able to get on that 36 unit was because of the education and training that we were receiving. And at the end of this presentation, we're gonna go ahead, or I should say this, conversation. We're gonna have an opportunity where you're gonna get an opportunity to work with us on a very, very close relationship. So we do have an individual that wants to share a deal with us. Her name is Amanda. She's probably giggling right now. We actually had a conversation yesterday where I found this deal, and Amanda, and let me set the stage for you guys, and I'm sure some of you guys need some understanding of the context. Amanda is in my area. She actually works out of our office. She works with my real estate investor group. She's part of the same nationwide team, and I actually found a particular deal for her that was a little bit away. It's kind of too far for me to reach, but for Amanda, it was only about 30 minutes away from her. So this deal I found, came through my email, and I kind of said, "Hey, Amanda, do you want this deal?" She says, "It's perfect. It's all good." So I sent her over the deal, and I actually sent her some more figures. So I'm gonna actually have Amanda come unmuted. I hope she doesn't just overwhelm our webinar with giggles here. So let me unmute her. Let me see here. Oh, she looks like she's not getting unmuted here. Let me see 1 second. Hey, Amanda, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, there she is. Okay, perfect. So I want to welcome Amanda to the webinar, and for those who are listening to the podcast version of this, I'm going to do my best to illustrate all the figures to you in a very auditory fashion. So, Amanda, do you have all the numbers in front of you, or do you want me to pull them up with you?
You should pull them up with me.
Okay, no worries. So I'm gonna actually go back to my email because that's where I initially got the. I actually got the numbers from that way. So actually, hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna stop sharing because obviously I don't want everyone seeing my email. That would not be good. So let me see here. So I'm gonna pull up the email. So we got this. So this is an interesting case because we found this deal through a database, a nationwide database, and this property is actually located here in the Chicago suburbs, actually northwestern suburbs. And right now there's no purchase price, which is kind of interesting. I'm actually looking at the figures right now, so give me 1 second, guys. Okay, 60 AM. Okay. Okay, so I'm seeing a couple things here. I'm going to do some comparables, and first, start with the rent, actually. Okay, let's start with the rent. The biggest thing that you guys want to figure out is you want to figure out what the rent is going to be. And Eric asked what the address is. Unfortunately, I will not be sharing the address today because it is not under contract, number one. And sharing the address may compromise Amanda's ability to actually do this deal. So we actually even haven't even put in an offer yet. This is going to be a live scenario where I am actually helping Amanda right now put together an offer so that by the end of this webinar, we have a better idea if this is a good deal or not a good deal. Also, what's going to help you guys is that I actually have not looked at this deal at all. So this is going to be my first time looking at the deal, which is I think is going to help you guys greatly because you guys will very much know that this is not a setup. Although I have had a conversation with Amanda yesterday, I'm really entering this conversation without knowing anything. Okay, so the rent right now is at $925. Now, here's the challenge with this particular deal, and this is some of the details that has been revealed to me in the last couple of days through email exchange with the seller. The comps for this area, as far as the for this particular deal, hold on, let me see how many bedrooms and bath this is. Give me 1 second, guys. So we got 2 bedrooms, and it seems like 1 bath. I'm gonna re-verify. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, 2 bedroom and 1 bath. For 2 bedroom, 1 bath, and because I'm not gonna share the address, that is totally okay. I'm actually gonna go to a website where we can do the comps based on the address, or not based on the city. So we're gonna go to a place. I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna go to rentometer.com. And rentometer.com is a phenomenal website. If you guys are interested in comping the average rent for the area. Now, the number one accurate way to do it is doing a comparable with the MLS, which I think is going to be like 100 times better. If you don't have the MLS access and having an agent, run the MLS for you is a challenge for you, rentometer.com is going to be an absolute phenomenal tool for you as a number 2 best option. So this property is in East Dundee, Illinois, and right now the market the current rent for this particular property is $925, and the bedroom count is at 2 bedrooms. Okay, so we're obviously seeing that the average rent for this area is $1,200. So we're like $300 lower than the market value. Does that make sense? So we're like already $300, about $275 lower. Now, here's the reason behind that, guys. It's not just for some odd reason. The only reason why the seller has the rents so low is because what I've been told is that there's an older lady that lives in the house right now, and she doesn't have a source of income, which is, I don't know why this seller decided to put the lady in as a tenant. But I'm guessing the situation got to a place where she, I think she's sick or something like that, and the seller felt really bad about raising rent. Right, but this is a business, right? I get that, we want to have empathy, and we want to be a human being, right? We don't want to treat an old lady in a way that's going to cause some hardship to her. But we do have to draw a line where if it's only generating $925 a month in rent, well, it's not our fault, is it? Right? So we're going to have to analyze this deal, and we're going to have to make an offer based on this figure, on that income, right? We're not going to obviously give the seller what he or she wants in terms of what the comparables, what the comps are showing, because the rents are so stinking low. So what we're going to have to do is, let's go ahead and analyze the deal. We're going to, first thing, if you guys have been following me around on YouTube, you guys understand how my formula works. 10% of the gross rent is going to be going to maintenance, right? No matter what, I don't care if you actually do have maintenance that month, we're always going to set aside 10% for the maintenance. So $92.50 a month is going into maintenance. Another 10% is going to go to management. And again, even if you do not want to hire a property management company, you will still have to pay yourself to manage, because you're essentially taking your time away from what you want to do, right? If you're managing a property, you're going to be spending around 4 to 5 hours, up to 4 to 5 hours a week to manage a property. You're going to have to pay yourself somehow, right? So might as well, factor that into your cost. So $92.50 is going to go into management. We have to factor in 8% for vacancy. Now, of course, with $925 a month of rent, you're probably not going to have a whole lot of vacancy, because it's super low for that kind of property. So 8%, I'm going to pull out my calculator here, guys, is 925 times 0.08, $74 a month. Oh. Now, I'm going to go look at the taxes. Because of the sensitivity of the information, I am going to leave you guys here with the whiteboard while I go look at the taxes. So bear with me here, guys. So I'm going to go to penalty. One second, guys. I'm looking at the meantime, I'm going to answer a question. Do you use the same percentage for multi-family as well? Not really. Generally, yes, but with multi-families, you're going to get different types of expenses. So you want to make sure you factor in those expenses for multi-family, because you're going to have stuff like parking lot expense, right? Laundry expense, laundry equipment expense. You're going to have public utility expense, like public electricity, public gas, right? Public water and sewage and garbage. All those are going to be factored in most multifamily apartment buildings. So this will mainly work a lot well with single family. Just giving you a heads up. Okay, county tax assessor. So I'm going to go check what the tax is going to be. Okay, put the address here. Okay. One second, guys. Okay, so it looks like the taxes are $4,239 a year. And what that means, 4,239.58 divided by 12. So $353 a month. So I'm going to come back here. $353 a month for taxes, which is awfully high for the. You know what? I got a better idea. This is going to be so much better. I think you're gonna love me for this one. Hold on one second. I am going to use the Kwak Brothers owner financing calculator. Bit of a shameless plug here. One second. I'm going to use the Kwak Brothers owner financing calculator. So hold on one second. It's loading. It's coming up. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to use the Kwak Brothers Owner Financing Calculator. Now, for those who have not downloaded this, make sure you guys download it. It's literally the kwakbrothers.com/cheat guide. The kwakbrothers.com cheat guide. I'll leave it in the comment box here. 1 second. Where did it go? Okay. I'll leave it in the chat box. Cheat guide. You guys can go download this. This is absolutely free. There we go. Excellent. All right, so we have $925 per month free rent. So our net cash flow, this is going to be more like $68. Our net operating income is about $244.67. Okay. I want to make sure I find out what the expense is. So our expense to income ratio is ridiculously high. So we're looking at 74% expenses to the gross rent. So obviously right there is not going to be a good deal. But if we bump this up to $1,200, like the average market rent, it goes up to 63%. So still not a bad deal, but we got to keep in mind that we got to consider the numbers as is at $925 a month in gross rent. Do you guys see that? So I'm going to annotate this. So this is the gross rent, right? We got 10% for maintenance, 10% for management, and 8% for vacancy, and we're looking at $353.33 for property taxes. Now, for those who are not in Chicagoland, you guys might be thinking that's ridiculously high. Well, this is Chicago, so if you guys ever want to come to Chicago, this is what you will anticipate and expect for your property taxes. So yeah, I know it's ridiculously high. We've been fighting for it. This is not a good. The state of Illinois is just messed up. So yeah, we're looking at $244.67 of net monthly income. Now, in order for this to work, right? In order for us to have positive cash flow, we need a couple things to happen here. Okay, I'm going to disable my annotation here. Clear everything. Oh, 1 second, guys. So in order for this to work, so right now we're at negative $404.21 if we decided to go with the $130,000 purchase price. So we need to play around with this purchase price a little bit. We're going to have to sink down to $80,000. Let's see what that would do. Still negative cash flow, right? And that's at 10% down. Now, if we did this conventional at 20% down, right? Let's say 4% interest at 25-year amortization, we're still going to be in negative. So obviously, this is not going to be a good deal. Just looking at the nutshell. Now, this is right now the way it is. It's 4% cap, 4% cap rate, right? I don't know if this is going to be a good deal because the cap rates are ridiculously low. Now, we don't usually use cap rates for single family, but just look at the expense and income ratio. 74% expenses to income ratio, right? So we need a couple of things that needs to happen to make this a good deal. Unfortunately, we're going to have to evict the current tenant, and we have to raise the rent to $1,200 a month, which it's going to bring us up to 7% cap, which is better, right? We're going to have to fight the taxes. The taxes are ridiculously high. This is not even fair, okay? So at that point, if we bring the rent up to $1,200 a month, which is the average market rent, and if we buy the property for $80,000, and if you use conventional 20% down, 4% interest at 25-year amortization, only then we're going to be cash flowing about $104.85. Right? At that point, it's going to be a decent deal, right? But we're going to have to come up with 20% down is the challenge. Does that make sense? So, Amanda, do you have any other questions, or what did you get as far as comps? I know you ran into comps.
Let's see. I gotta check these. Okay, that was what was it? 2-bedroom or
yeah,
right?
2 bedrooms and 1 bath. Yeah.
Well, one was 205.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. see. One's 141. That's the only ones I have that are somewhat close.
Yeah. So it looks like they're at 140, 135. I mean, we got to get this at $80,000 to even make this work at the market rent, which right now the rent at the current place right now is only $925 a month, which is ridiculously low. I get it; it's an older lady living in there, and the guy that's owning it is obviously showing a lot of compassion for the lady that lives there. But unfortunately, he's not profiting so much because of the fact that the prices has to come down to $8,000. Otherwise, he's stuck. He's losing money. That's why he's wanting to sell right now.
Yikes.
So yeah, big problem. So we may need to, I mean, the worst thing that could happen is the seller is going to say no, right? That's the worst thing that could happen. So it might be even worth just negotiating and say, hey, we'll just offer you $80,000 cash, right? And then, of course, we may have this. The terrible thing we're going to do is obviously we're going to have to raise the rent on the poor lady. So, and at the same time, we may have to get a tax abatement, which is basically we're going to have an attorney that's going to go and go talk to the county and reassess the property so that we can get taxed lower and get discounted taxes. So this tax figure right now, $353.33. That's actually what I pay for a 3-unit. But this is a single family, so obviously the numbers are going to work. Let's see. Eric is asking, is the property in Illinois under rent control ordinance? Eric, actually the Illinois does not have a rent control ordinance right now. So thank God we don't, but they are considering it. So we're doing right now whatever we can to lobby against our legislation and our representative to not adopt a rent control legislation, because that is not going to make us landlords happy. I mean, you look at San Francisco and California, it's happening where less and less landlords are enthusiastic about buying a property for the purpose of providing housing. So, and this is just my thought. This is my opinion. I know most of you guys may disagree or, some form of fashion, politically and philosophically, but I just believe that the government should just stay out of, our business, right? They should have property rights and property right laws and policy. But when it comes to determining what the rent is going to be, I think the government should stay away from it. I think the market should determine what the rent is going to be, right? If I have a property that's being rented right now for $1,500, and people determine that the market determines that I'm too expensive, then I better figure out how to bring the prices down to maybe $1,200, and maybe then I will have my property rented, right? So there's not going to be a single landlord out there, and this is a little bit of an economic lesson. There's not going to be a single landlord out there that is going to be dumb enough to raise their rent to $2,000, where the market is saying, well, we want our 3-bedroom houses to be rented for $1,200, right? Obviously, the loser is going to be the landlord that raises the rent to $2,000, thinking that they can get that much. So I believe at the end of the day, the market is the market. The market should determine what the rent is going to be, not the government. And the government does a terrible job doing anything right now. I mean, obviously, you guys know that. But the government does a terrible job with anything that relates to real estate. And they should stay out of it, other than regulating property rights and safety and fair housing, right? Those are the things that the government should have their interest on, but not regulating market rent, because that's our business, right? So yeah, so Eric says, I'm a newbie to all markets outside of Los Angeles. So here's a general thought when it comes to rental business, is that if you want to do rental properties, if you want to own a rental property business, I would say come to the Midwest, because you're going to get better price here in Midwest. I've seen a deal in Los Angeles and San Francisco, right? I've seen a house where it costs $1 million, but the rents are only like $3,000-4,000, and it just doesn't work. So when it comes to buy and hold and rentals, it won't necessarily work in the West and East Coast area. However, if you want to do a fix and flip, West Coast and East Coast is phenomenal, right? You can win all day doing fix and flips in the West Coast and the East Coast, but not generally buy and hold. That's just been my experience. If you want to do buy and hold, come to Chicago, right? Come here, and it comes to Midwest, Kansas City, Oklahoma, right? Some of the southern states do it best. Arizona, I think, is a good rental market in my experience. So, Amanda, I think we may need to go see the property. Let's make an offer and see what happens. I don't know. The worst
Sounds
thing.
good to me.
Yeah, the worst thing that could happen is they say no. But
We've got a good chance of he's making negative cash flow.
Right. So with our calculator, with $104.85, right? That's the cash flow we're looking at, but obviously that's with paying cash, not owner financing or anything like that.
Yeah, this is an amazing calculator. I definitely need it.
Yeah, but download it. After all, we see each other often, so it's not like So
yes, I will be doing that tonight.
All right. Okay, so Amanda, I'm gonna go and mute you back. I'm gonna give another person a chance. So I'll see you Thursday.
Thank you.
Yep, you got it. Okay, so does anyone else would like to volunteer their deal? We got about 20 minutes, more like 15. I'm gonna save the last 5 minutes for another conversation. But does anyone have a deal that they want to share for us to have a conversation on? Anybody? You guys can put it in the chat box. You guys can click on raise your hand. You guys can click the yes box. Anybody would like to share a deal? Okay. Jay Short has a potential deal. Okay, Jeff. Is it Jeff? I think it's Jeff. Let me unmute you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, this is a duplex deal that a lady owns. She inherited it, and it is owned free and clear. So I'm kind of looking at owner financing.
Okay.
Tax assess is about $120. It rents for. She has it for $1,500. So one side is $825. And
What's the gross rent together?
actually, so $1,525. Sorry.
Together?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know what the monthly taxes are?
Those are $117 a month.
Oh, that's cheap. That's low.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 120 just in case. Okay. And do you know how old? We're not gonna worry about that. We're looking at a 14% cap, which is pretty darn good. That's versus the purchase price. So we got to do, if we want this at a 10 cap, right? It's gonna be. Let's see. I think it's. I'm gonna do it this way. Let's see what it looks like. So at 12% cap, if we want to get this at 12% cap, you're looking at 12%. I'm sorry, $91,000. Did the lady tell you how much she wants to sell it for?
No, this was kind of a backdoor kind of deal where her dad told me about it, that she's kind of tired of being a landlord, and he gave me her number. I called her, and she has no one else interested.
Okay. Do you know how long she's owned it for?
I would say probably like 5 years.
About 5 years.
But it's free and clear, so I mean.
Okay. Do you know how much they bought it for?
No, because it was in their family and it was paid off.
Okay. Because right now we have pretty much no idea what their basis is going to be and what they may owe for capital gains.
I see.
So we need to figure out what they bought it for. So a couple of things. So here's a homework for you. A couple questions that you're gonna have to ask the seller. One second. Here's what you're gonna have to ask, right? You're gonna ask how much they bought it for. And now if they don't answer this, now before you even ask that question, you can actually look this up on public records.
That was quit claim deeded because it was an inheritance, like when grandpa died.
Now the next question is, did the grandpa did a step down basis, meaning did it wipe the capital gain taxes away?
Okay.
Right? So that's another question you may have to ask. This is a bit advanced question to ask. So you may have to ask the seller and ask them, hey, I want to help you. You may owe some capital gains. I don't know, but we got to find out if when your grandpa died or the dad died. We got to find out if the capital gains has been wiped out due to his death. So that's another thing we got to find out from the seller. If we ever want to make a good, an offer.
Gotcha.
Now it sounds like they're motivated, so it sounds like they might bite with whatever you offer them. So this might be good. This might be a good situation. But if I were you, I would find out these two things. Okay, if you want to help them with the seller financing situation, because if they bought it for a large sum of money, or if they bought it for less, actually many years ago, then they actually may owe quite a bit of capital gains when they sell it.
Gotcha.
Where is this at, if you don't mind me asking, or like what city?
It's in Yakima, Washington.
Yakima, Washington?
Yakima, Yakima.
Okay. It's in Washington, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, it sounds like the taxes are cheap. You're getting decent rent. Just by looking at the figures, let me see here.
He does pay utilities, which is $150 a month.
Oh, he does pay utilities.
Yeah.
So that would change the. Yeah. So yep. So at 10% cap, if you want to buy this at 10% cap rate, your offer is going to be $91,000.
Gotcha.
Right. And if you want to do seller financing at 5% down, at 4% interest, 20-year amortization, yeah, you're going to cash flow around $236.13. But if you do 5% down, and what is 5% down, you ask? It's going to be times $4,500. So Jeff, do you think you can do $4,500 down on this property?
Easy. It does need a new roof. Did I already mention that? Which is
it does.
$10,000 at least.
So you might even get a situation where you do no money down.
Yeah.
Right. So you say no money down, right, and say I'll take care of the roof, no worries, and they just walk away from the deal and do seller financing.
Yeah, I was curious how to pay for that and the down payment.
So.
All right. Thank you.
If you need help with this, I can definitely do so because this sounds like a good deal. If they have deferred maintenance, you can justify the no money down. This is actually how I got my no money down on my 8-unit deal that we bought. Me and my partner, we were able to justify the 0 money down because of the fact that there's a large sum of deferred maintenance.
Gotcha.
Right. So you can do a 20-year amortization. I want to see what it looks like 15-year. Yeah, even on 15 years, you're going to be fine. You're going to be you might even be able to bring it down to 3%, 20-year amortization. Yeah, you're going to be doing $255 a month on net income, net cash flow. If you look at, you're going to be a dead on 50% expense to income ratio, 10% cap, monthly at $255.32. You're going to be just fine. And this is cool. If they owe a lot of capital gains, this will be awesome for them. Even if they don't, they're going to be fine. But find out. That's the thing you got to find out. If they owe capital gains, you're going to be in a good situation where you may be even able, negotiate 0% down, and So at 0% down, you're going to be, man, that's easy money right there. And tell them that you're going to pay for closing.
I could pay that.
Yeah, it's like $1,000.
Yeah, 1,500,000.
Yeah, for seller financing, it's gonna be cheap. It's not gonna be like a title closing, but tell them that you're gonna pay for title commitment, right? Tell them they're gonna pay for their attorney's fee, and your own attorney's fee, the doc preparation fee.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that helps a lot. Thanks.
So you have to ask those two questions though. If you don't have those two questions, the whole conversation about 0% down is not going to even happen.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep. Thank you, Sam.
You got it. Okay, so we're approaching the end of the webinar, guys. And as always, at the end of the webinar, this is something that I'd like to mention. How many of you guys, just by show of comments and raising your hands, or putting it on your chat box, how many of you guys think that this is a valuable webinar? Right. Of course, if you guys are listening to the recorded podcast, you guys can put it on the YouTube page. You guys can put it on the YouTube channel. Do you guys see the value in doing this? Or do you guys see the value in me helping you guys just going over the deal? Anybody? I'm a sucker for love. That's why. So we got yes from a lot of people, right? From Greg. Let's see here. So yeah, if you guys feel like this is a tremendous amount of value to you and a lot of help that if you guys feel like you guys are getting, this is actually what we do all the time with our local teams in my nationwide real estate investor group. Amanda, as you heard from earlier, she's actually part of that real estate investor group. So this is why she got to go first, and I'm helping her out with you guys. So what we're gonna do, this is exactly what's gonna happen. If you guys enjoy this webinar, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, and if you guys enjoy following me on YouTube and our Facebook group, we're actually looking for more individuals. We actually look for individuals all the time, but we're actually looking for qualified individuals. Actually, I'm going to type this up. I'm going to make it nice and clean for you guys because you guys are special. All of you guys are special. So if you guys enjoyed what you guys saw tonight, my brother and I, we're looking for qualified candidates to work with us in our team. We are trying to expand nationwide, looking for qualified candidates and team members to join our team. So if you guys want to work with us on a personal level, and this is to the point where I will actually fly out to some of you guys if you guys start working with me and my brother in my nationwide real estate investment group. So for example, I know a couple people got started, like Tim got started in California. That's why I flew out to Los Angeles a couple weeks ago, and that's where I met Tyler Norman here. He's joining us here. Some of you guys I flew out to and help you guys. So if you guys want to work with me, my brother in my nationwide real estate investor group, my mentors, if you guys want to work with me, I am only taking 10 people per month, right? If I take more, I've done this plenty of times where I taken more than 10 people at a time, and my life was just like out the window, right? I was helping too many people, and my attention and quality was diminished. So I wasn't doing a good job of helping people out. So this isn't some like tactic that I'm using. I'm being very serious about that 10 people cap because I just don't have a whole lot of time on top of the deals that I'm doing. I just can't seem to help more than 10 people at a time. So here's what we're going to do. To make this really fair and really effective, I'm going to go ahead and leave my email address down below here. If you guys are interested in working with me in my group, in my nationwide group, and with our training that we have, and all the things that you'll get in the support, and if you guys want to do what we did, like the 36 unit without putting your own cash in, without putting your own credit in, just like what we did. If you want to get your own 36 unit deal like we did, go ahead and go and email me at sam@noble8.com. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to only accept the first 10 people that email me. The first 10 people that email me at I'm going to give you guys a better email. sam@thekwakbrothers.com. So write this down. Go there right now. Go ahead and submit an email saying, hey, Sam, I'm interested in working with you and your brother. Please send me information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you guys a 15-minute webinar. If you guys have already been watching the 15-minute webinar, you guys are already good. You guys are officially grandfathered in. If you guys have already seen it, great. If you guys have not, go ahead and send that email to me. I will send out the 15-minute webinar so you guys can get more information about working with me, my brother, and my nationwide real estate investor group that has helped me tremendously to get to where we are. And like you heard from Daniel earlier before we left, the way that we were able to structure the 36 unit was because we were connected to a nationwide real estate investment group that we were able to use their money, use the credit that we found, the credit partner that we found through the group, that we built this tremendous network. So if you guys are interested in working with us, again, the first 10 people that email me, I will work with you guys, send you some information about what the qualifying process is. There is a candidacy process, so not everyone's going to get into the team. I'm very picky because I've gotten burned before with bad people working with me. I lost money that way. Bad people usually typically results in bad business decisions and bad money being out the window. It's the same thing with tenants, right? You don't want to put bad tenants in your apartments or houses, right? Same goes for your partnership. You don't want to put a bad person in your partnership role, and you're going to lose money that way. Got it? Okay, guys, so that's pretty much it for the webinar. I do have to thank our sponsors at our special app, Blinkist. If you guys want to learn, and this is something that I do want to mention because this is such a great app. I love to read. If you want to read less, read a book in less than 15 minutes, right? I know I've been saying this a lot on our other podcasts because we absolutely love this this app that we use. If you guys want to read a book in less than 15 minutes, and to be honest, guys, the books that I've been reading, they have actually added tremendous amount of value in my life, right? The way that I speak, the way that I negotiate, the way that I do real estate deals, the way that I market, the way that I find deals. I've learned them through different courses and different books. The way that I influence people, the leadership style that I have, they all come from literatures that I've been reading. If you want to read books and you guys just don't have a whole lot of time, my brother and I discovered an app that will allow you to read a book in less than 15 minutes. So what they've done is they've taken an entire book and they have these professionals read them, the whole entire book, and they summarize it within 15 minutes read with nothing but golden nuggets, right? Because like 99% of the time you read a book, you will not remember everything in that book. It's just not possible, right? You just can't remember everything that you read in the book. But you can, however, remember almost everything that you will read on that 15-minute golden nuggets. All you need to know, the bottom line, that's all you need to know. So if you guys want to get a free trial of this app, all you guys have to do is go to readwith.thekwakbrothers.com, and you guys can get the app for free. You guys can get the trial version for free. You guys can read a book a day within less than 15 minutes. Literally, I do this in my shower because I have my phone is waterproof. So I got the app actually reading the book for me. So I'm listening to the book in the shower while I'm getting up and ready to go to bed. You're ready to go to get started with my day in the morning. So I read a book in the morning, 15 minutes, boom, knock it out, and we're ready to go. I'm ready to start my day with new knowledge. So guys, that's pretty much it for the webinar. I appreciate you guys all being with the webinar. I know we've done 2 deals today. Again, if you guys want to work with me, and if you guys have not sent that email, work with the Kwak brothers. That's the you just need to send me an email, sam@thekwakbrothers.com. I will send you more information about working with me in terms of doing real estate deals, learning, growing your empire of real estate investing, right? I think we all share a common goal, right? We all want to retire. We all want to create a financial freedom, right? We don't have to report to a boss. We don't have to clock in and clock out. We don't ever have to want to spend 40 hours a week or even 60 hours a week, merely getting by, right? Living check to check. So I think we all share a goal, right? We all want to have passive income coming every single month, only working 4 or 5 hours a week and enjoying our time, vacationing or spending our time with our family. That's where it matters the most, right? Where it matters for me is I want to spend most of my time working charity, right? I want to help my local church. I want to help my local teen camps, right? I want to work with the kids in the impoverished neighborhoods. That's where my attention, is wanting to go. I don't want to ever have to report to a job and report to a boss where they're profiting off of me. That is not the lifestyle that I want to live. And I'm sure most of you guys don't want to live that kind of lifestyle. So that being said, guys, we all share a goal. If you guys are listening to this on YouTube, if you guys are listening to this on podcast, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up and we'll support us, and we'll keep on making videos. And tomorrow, guys, we will be live with our episode 9 of the Kwak Brothers podcast. So tune in tomorrow. I almost said next week. Tune in tomorrow, and then we'll have our new podcast coming up soon. And then we'll have some new contents for you guys tomorrow. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Love you all. Appreciate all of you being on here. I will see you guys next time. The next time we're doing this is going to be November 21st, the week of Thanksgiving. We're going to be back to do a deal or no deal webinar. Bring your deals. We're going to analyze them. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.